Hey there fellow cake friends, and welcome to this week's tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make cherry blossoms. If you want more sugar flower and cake videos, don't forget to subscribe right down there and give me a big thumbs up. And without further delay, let's get to the tutorial. Grab the full list of tools in the description box below this video. First, you'll cut 22 gauge wires into thirds and hook the ends, leaving them open. Next, you'll unravel white cotton thread and wrap it 18 times around your index and middle fingers. Remove it and cut the end. Hook a wire onto one side of the thread loop and another onto the opposite end. Hold the thread tight and firmly close the wire using your pliers. Make sure it is really secure so no threads fall out. Snip the thread loop in half, so you now have two sets of flower stamens. Grab your yellow micro stamens and remove one. Then you're going to cut it in half. Next, you'll trim the threads. They should be approximately 1 centimeter tall, measuring from the wire. Place the microstamen in the center of your threads, poking out about 2 millimeters above them. Using white floral tape, wrap around the base of your threads a couple times to secure them and the microstamen in place. Be sure you're pulling the tape so the glue is activated and it's really tight, then cut off and secure the end. Fluff and separate the threads from one another. Then take a small amount of gum glue with your brush and gently brush the tips of the threads. Dip the stamens into your cornmeal dyed with warm yellow petal dust and knock off any excess, then separate the threads using your X-Acto knife. Next, we'll be cutting and shaping the first petals. Grab my free Gumpaste recipe in the description box below and color it lightly with sugar flared dusky pink and pink. Roll the small amount into a smooth ball, then roll one end into a cone. Insert the cone end into your cell board's largest flower backing and press it down to even it out. Then roll the gum paste to about 1 millimeter thick. Make sure it's smooth, then remove it from your cell board and flip it upside down. Center your smallest cherry blossom cutter around the bump and cut it out, giving it a good wiggle to make sure the cut is clean. Remove the blossom and place it into the second largest hole on your blue foam pad. Using your medium ball tool, smooth out the edges of all of the petals. I really like these to be delicate for weeping cherry blossoms since their petals are so thin. While I'm working on this, comment below and tell me what your favorite spring flower is. Is it cherry blossoms or magnolias? Remove your blossom and place it at the edge of your mat, then roll the veiner back and forth on the right side and the left sides of each petal. You want the midline to stay raised and the two sides of the petal to be veined and a lot thinner. Lift up your petal and poke a cone tool into the center. Then place it back into the mat. Use your medium ball tool and pull in the two sides of each petal. You don't have to do every one, you want each flower to be different, and don't be afraid of adding too much texture. Brush gum glue onto the floral tape below your stamen and thread the wire through the center of your blossom. Gather the petals and secure them to the floral tape by pressing and rolling the base between your fingers. Insert the wire into bumpy foam or any small flower former to dry overnight. Next, you'll need your pink gum paste again and roll it to a number 5 using the pasta machine. Check out my ranunculus video if you want to see how I easily roll gum paste using the KitchenAid pasta attachment. Cut out 1 medium cherry blossom for each flower you'll be making. Then cut out 1 large cherry blossom for each flower you'll be making. Start with a medium blossom and stretch and smooth out the edges again. Texture again using your veining tool. Then pull in the edges with your medium ball tool. Apply a small amount of gum glue to the center of the blossom. Then grab one of your dried flowers and insert the wire into the center, feeding it all the way up so it's almost touching the dried blossom. Attach and gather the petals however they organically move around your dried blossom, and you can help them by twisting and adjusting until you're happy with it. Bend the wire and hang this flower upside down while you work on the other petals. Grab one of your large cherry blossom petals and thin out the edges well. Texture them again, just like you did before. Then you'll pull random petals inwards using the medium ball tool. Apply gum glue to the center and you can gather the petals together. Grab your flower and insert the wire directly into the center of the bunched blossom. Adjust the petals again and secure the base. Allow this to dry hanging upside down overnight. And once they're dry, we're going to tape the blossoms. Using half-width light green floral tape, stretch it out and tape about 1 centimeter down the stem. Then press it upwards towards the base of the flower and continue taping all the way down the stem. Tear it off at the end and secure it, then repeat with the remaining blossoms. Next, we'll dust the blossoms. Grab 1 small and 2 large flat brushes, a tablespoon of cornstarch, and you're going to use the petal dusts hot pink, claret, peony, caramel, and then finally crimson. Start with your small brush and take some cornstarch and begin mixing it with the claret dust. Add some hot pink and then some peony. Then just continue to adjust the color so it's a darker shade than the pink of your blossoms. Begin dusting in the center of your cherry blossom, getting the brush into all the nooks and crannies of the flower to create shadows. If you want the exact petal dusts I use, you can grab those all in the description box below. Touch some edges with a bit of color too. Next, mix a small amount of cornstarch with the caramel color. You'll then apply that to the center of your cherry blossom at the base of the stamens, then also in a couple random spots around the flower. Last, mix a touch of cornstarch with the burgundy and dust this onto the base of your flower, extending the color to the tape as well. Then you can also hit a few spots with this burgundy dust on your flower to give it some interesting depth. Alright, you made it to the last step of the cherry blossoms. Soften your wires as you bend them to fit the flowers together. I'm using a mix of large blossoms, which have 3 layers of petals as I showed you, as well as small blossoms, which are just the first layer of petals but dried hanging upside down. Grab 3 or 4 blossoms and tape them together so they're all at different heights. Once you've taped all these together, you can begin creating stems. Place your smaller flowers at the top and the fluffier ones near the bottom. Again, you're taping the flowers at different heights, and each subsequent bunch of flowers you'll add on will be lower than the last one. Don't be afraid of bending and manipulating the flowers so they fit naturally together. Tape these really securely so they don't move around on you. Finally, you can play with the direction of each blossom until you're happy with it. Use your needle nose pliers to make bending the wires easier. I've taught you the steps to make these cherry blossoms, but head down to the description box below and check out my gum paste recipe and the tool list you'll need to make your own. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe right down there, leave me a comment, and give me a big thumbs up, and maybe even share it with a friend who would enjoy it. Thanks for watching, see you soon.